Hey everyone, and welcome back to VFX5 once again. So in today's video we are going to cover a very interesting topic and very interesting tool which Foundry just released. Yes, I'm talking about Smartroto, and in this video I'm going to show how Smartroto works. Is this tool is ready for production uses and what benefits a Roto artist can have. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Okay, so as you can see over here, I am on Foundry website, and you can see over here Smart Roto up to 4x faster than manual Roto. You can buy it for almost, I think, $400 or $499, or you can try it for free, I think, for 90 days. You can go over here and everything, every detail you will have regarding Smart Roto. Right? Before starting anything, I am experimenting this tool. So I thought to share whatever I experimented. I'm still in the process of experimenting this tool, but in coming time, definitely I'm going to make a full-fledged video. But in this video, it will be a very beginner friendly. Okay, so they are having a tutorial as well. You can buy it for $499 per year, and all the detail you will have. Yes, try Smart Roto free for 90 days, and you will have all the details. And this is compatible with Nuke 16 and onwards version, so you need to keep it in mind. Okay, so over here I am having one footage. It's pretty basic footage, and I think it's not having much movement, just a subtle movement. So before starting anything, I will go over here and I can see it's 2K DCP. I will hit S on keyboard and I will set my project to 2K DCP. Right after setting my project setup, what I will do, I will just take a Roto node, and once I'm going to take Roto node, you will see I'm having one separate tab which is Smart Roto, right? So after installing it, you will have Smart Roto inside your Roto node. First thing first, I need to create shapes. Like I will go over here and maybe I can start creating shape. But before creating shape, you have to take care about that. Smart Roto works in small pieces. Like if you are creating a large piece, so maybe it won't be suitable for Smart Roto. So you have to break your shapes into smaller shapes, and in smaller shapes, Smart Roto works perfectly fine. Right? So I will go over here, maybe I will lower down this thing and I can create shapes like this. Okay. Maybe this will be my first shape. And same way, I can go over here and maybe I can create another shape. So I'm not going to spend time in creating shapes. Already I have did that. Let me take that Roto and I'll show you what I did. Okay, so as you can see over here, I'm having all the shapes, which you can see I'm having my edges, I'm having my in-betweens, I'm having my this area. So everything I'm having. One important thing I would like to tell you that while I was working on shapes, I tried some Bezier shapes and also I used B-spline shapes. So Smart Roto is not working perfectly fine with both the shapes at the same time. Either it will work on Bezier shapes or it will work on B-splines. So I was facing problem while using both the shapes in one time. So once I have selected this, what I have to do, I have to make some manual points or user keys, right? So that I can train my Smart Roto. So in this case, I'm not having much movement, but although I will go to frame number 50, which is the last frame, and you can easily see my shapes are not going the way it should be, right? Here is the trick. In this Smart Roto tab, I am having multiple nodes, right? So this is the best node till now, whatever I experimented. So what it will do, it will reframe or reshape my Roto shapes as per first key or first user key. I will show you. So I will go over here, and what I will do, I will just click this button and it will take some time. And as you can see, it took almost 15 to 20 seconds. And as you can see, I'm having this is cyan and this is dark blue. Dark blue is user key and cyan color key is Smart Roto key. You have to take care about that, right? Let's see shapes. It's working perfectly fine with minimal movement. Intentionally, I have not selected hairs. I think it's all perfectly fine. It's all aligned. Now, if I'm satisfied with this key, maybe I will go over here and maybe I will try to add one more key. If motion is too much, maybe you have to add more user key. So I will go over here and I'll just click this button one more time, and automatically you can see it's all set. So now how to animate in betweens? It's pretty simple. I'm having few tracking options, like you can track frame by frame, or you can go over here and you can say roto forward until user key. So after this, whatever user key or smart key I put, it will track till that point, right? So what I will do, I will just go over here and I will click. So it's saying no user key found. Check that there is at least one user key in the timeline after your current frame. So I'm rephrasing my words. It will track if you are going to use this. So it will track from user key to user key. So again, I'm rephrasing my words. This thing will track user key to user key. So I'm having one user key. This is smart key and this is smart key, right? So it won't track. So to track that thing, maybe I will go to range. I will see roto to end of range. I will click this and it will take some time, maybe 15-20 seconds. So I'll come back once this is done. And now my smart key is all done. And if I'm going to see, it's working all fine. Can you see this? I will go again frame number 26 and now I will track backwards. So I will go over here and pick this thing, roto to beginning of the range. I will click this and I will wait. Okay, now you can see over here my tracking is all done, and if I'm going to play this, let's play this. It's going with the flow. Can you see this? I think I need to fix few points, but overall 90% it's done. Can you see? 90% it's done. It's all perfectly going with the flow, going with the motion. Can you see? And if I'm going to hit A to just see my alpha, maybe I need to fix this. This is overlaps. It's not an issue. But if you can see, I'm having a perfectly fine roto shape. If this tool is giving 60 to 70% roto, then what's bad in it, right? So although this is a very simple footage, now let's try little bit complex shapes. Okay, so over here, as you can see, I'm having more complex shape, which is this character is looking left, and if I'm going to play this, he's looking straight, and again he is looking left, right? So there is lots of changes in shape. So let's try to roto this thing. I'm not going to spend too much time in creating shapes. Already I have done it. So I will go over here and I will copy this. And if I'm going to connect this, you can see I'm having my shapes, and in this particular roto, I have selected frame number 51 to start my roto. And if you can see, I'm having all my Bezier shapes, and if I'm going to hit A on keyboard, it's all going good. So if you want, you can add his body to the roto shape as well, but for this demonstration I am using his face only, right? In this footage, movement is too much, so I need to add few more user points. So I will go to frame number maybe 20, and same way I'll double click over here and go to Smartroto, and I will use this button, and automatically, if you can see, it's all fixed. Can you see? But as you can see over here, I'm not getting the perfect shape, but it's all good, I think. So let me start managing this. Of course, you can use manual rotoscopy as well. Over here, if you can see, I'm having a cyan key. That means it's smart roto. But as soon as I'm going to change my shape, it will turn to blue, dark blue. That means now it's a user key. So I will fix this. Maybe like this. And once I'm satisfied after fixing all these points, what I need to do, I need to click convert current smart key. But before that, you have to select each and every shape, and then you have to say convert current smart key. That means this key will be converted to user key. If I'm going to hover over my mouse, convert the current smart key into a user key, you have to do it right now. Once I have added two user key, let's see how we can track this thing. So before tracking, I will tell you one more point. If you selected any shape and then you are going to track, only this shape will be tracked. So either you have to deselect everything, automatically every shape will be tracked, or you can select entire shape like this and then track. I will go over here. Now I can use this thing because I have two user key, and if I'm going to click this, automatically it will start tracking. It will take some time, maybe 20 seconds. Okay, I think it's done a great job. So I will go over here, and if I'm going to see closely, I think it's working all fine. Maybe I need to tweak a little bit over here. Apart from that, I think it's all done. Can you see? And if I'm going to hit A on keyboard, my alpha is working all fine. Maybe I need to fix this hole. That's it. And it's working all fine. Maybe I will go over here and maybe I'll go to this frame, like frame number 38. And if needed, I can go over here. Maybe I can select this point and let's start tweaking things. Not much. Maybe I will go over here and I'll do this. I think all good. Once you are done with refining, what you have to do, just you have to go to user key and you have to track forward or track the section which you have worked on. So I will go over here and I will track again. So it will take some time. And if you can see now, it's all working fine to me. Maybe I will go over here and maybe I can. So I think it's all working fine. Little bit tweaking needed, but maybe I will go over here and let's track forward again. So if I'm going to see, I think it's doing pretty good work. Can you see? Can you see? One more thing I would like to tell you that when I was doing some experiment with this footage only, so what I did, I went over here in this frame and also I went to frame number first where he is changing shape. And what I did, I tried to manipulate my shapes of existing roto shapes, and I think at start it did a good job like this, but when it was going from here to here, it was not doing the good job. Can you see? I'm getting some artifacts like this. So it's all working fine till frame number 50, but after 50, I'm getting artifacts and it was not tracking. So maybe I'm missing something, or maybe I don't know. So I have to figure it out. But till 50 number frame, it was all working fine to me. Can you see? I think overall, it's a quite good tool and we can start using very often. Can you see? It's doing great job. So although I'm experimenting this tool, and definitely I'm going to use this for some days and I will make a detailed video out of it. But I thought to spread the news that Nuke launched its Smartroto tool and it's working all fine. I don't know about the industry whether they are going to use it or not, but this is a quite good tool. But you have to keep it in mind that this is not going to come along with Nuke. You have to buy it separately for $500. I think this is bit pricey, but if it's doing your job, maybe studio will love it. Now, let me know your thoughts about this tool. Do you think that this tool is going to help Roto? Do you think that this tool is going to change the Roto department entirely? Or if you have any thoughts, please don't forget to comment. With this said, this is VFX Vibe signing off. Have a good day.